Oh, I'll shit it. Ah. Abra say. I'll just, Okay, I don't really know how loud the music is on the. I see that now you zoomed your so there is. Fuck it. Anyway, maybe this guy over here. No, I need to get this. Okay, wrong yes, wrong yes. The offline this is also there. That's pretty true. Let me first get them. Get that up there. Okay, that's a bit busy now. I'm sorry, man, I'm slaving this music vibes over here. Please don't take me further. Man. You know what, you just let me all this fuck. So in any case. How does no precies agregadas we kunnen zijn even precies agregadas. What is the now I don't know. So whether or not now this is going to I record the because usually I have the option of recording the musical sound through the to be recorded with the video on the computer. So then it was either this was split into streams. However, on the phone was connected through the. Now I'm not too sure if this guy that's playing this advert that's playing there, whether you're hearing it. It's gonna be heard here because if it gets heard here, then fucking obviously, for the YouTube viewership, it's just obviously going to cause some copyright issues. Anyway, but I know the Facebook viewership won't be able to hear it because that's going to be on the other digital side situations. But anyway, let's see how it goes. The only reason I do it both sides because on Facebook for some reason the bitrate is always cuck. It's always very push and it's. But anyway, let me just check here. Mo base. Nah, let's take it. Leave it like that. Add that. Okay. So that's up there. Where we at? So let me just start this live shit here. Okay, so I don't even know if it's this shit now started or not. Shit. Nah, I can't say. And what is another thing what I was explaining is that what the fuck? You know, oh shit. And the funny quality sort, yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna get into that now. Let me just see what the correspondence is here. Whatever. I see. That is what this. But now, why are you so cock now? Look like fucking shitty quality. You look like fucking that quality of. But that's why I got the other. What I have for the YouTube viewership recording concurrently, so that you can always catch it. Whatever I see here, on the YouTube or on the concurrent video. But anyway, there's a saying for FPS too slow. Facebook's cuck is some cuck, because they cater for the cuck around. I don't even know if they can hear the music at this point in time. Wait. Okay, wait. Let me just do this. Okay, let me just first. Let me just first for this. They shouldn't be able to hear it. Anyway, how's everybody doing this evening? I'm, I'm really, yeah. Maybe I'm not excited. Let me not say excited. I'm really, flabbergasted at the current standing of, and you know it's always the fuel price and all that type of shit. But so there's so a couple of preliminary. I don't even preliminary. I won't call it preliminary numbers. Let's call it. I don't know. It was this, I just saw that it was posted somewhere. Whether it's real with this, not, I don't give a fuck. The current standing is already too far fetched. But anyway, so wait, and I made notes for this shit so that I don't have to. But fuck, I'm just gonna improv like I normally do. So on July some fucking year in July now in the beginning, petrol's gonna go up by I don't know how much rands, taking it to an amount that's like 20. I think it's 24, 20, whatever the fuck that is. What I know is that in August it's gonna go up and by 6 rand, some odd that's gonna bring it exactly to 30 rand per liter on the fucking dot in the next month. Now, don't fucking get me like get me wrong. Where we are now already is fucked up as is. Now, for us to now know in 2 months time, or not even 2 months, in the next month or so, another month it's gonna go up by, and you're gonna pay 20 ungodly amount, then it's gonna go up to 30 rand exactly per liter. Now, my brother, I've ranted about it, I've raved about it, but stupidity will be stupidity. It doesn't matter how in what way, shape, or form it's gonna be stupidity. But here's the thing: the who follow stupidity. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even know if I have to elaborate on what I'm trying to say. Like he who followeth the stupidity is as stupid, if not more stupid, than to follow that kind of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because, and I know you have to get to work and all that type of cut, right? Government, you also need to make your money on some way. It's not you, y'all. I understand Russia is fucking up, and because Russia is fucking up, that is why the petrol price is where it is now. Now, like music is the cat, it frees the mind, the soul, and it makes the frustrations less and less frustrating. I wish you could be listening to the shit with me, so so that you can just feel that vibes I'm feeling us because I'm chilling, I'm relaxed, I'm at home, I don't give a fuck. Here's the fucking point. Petroleum is at an all-time high as shit. Yesterday they said you don't have to wear masks anymore. Some people have said, people want to debate about it. Like, I will wear my mask because I will wear your fucking mask. You know what, government? The same thing you done with people that when you said wear mask and they didn't wear mask and the police were beating up people in the streets and arresting people and 500 and fines for a mask. If you fang up someone with a mask, arrest him and fucking lock him up. Because the president said don't wear mask, you don't wear mask. Don't be disrespectful, okay? Okay, that's it. Fuck the mask. But you know that. Let me be honest with you. I will fuck the mask topic because I'm not. I first want to get to the petrol topic finish because I'm going to be all over the show, and a lot of people understand you have to take it topic by topic because it's the OBE, education, outcome based education shit. Where it's question one. Is it A, B, or C? There's no motivate your answer shit. So let's get to the petrol first. And what my argument actually is now. We have came through a pandemic. The world came through a pandemic. Now already, and that's how I feel. This is selfish cuck. Let me just put the music off because the vibe is fucking me too much, man. Anyway, it's the selfish cuck of now Russia's doing this and this one is doing that. Maybe, according to me, we're still supposed to be an operator and clean up after all the people that passed away of COVID. Or where it was like what the percentage. The other thing, what the percentage was of attendees at the funeral. So some people had a funeral with 5 people, no viewing of no body. Some people didn't even have a funeral. Um, one of many sad stories. Um, well, shit. It is because I feel, and if I share, if me sharing it, I'm not going to mention names. But me sharing it is, as you can hear, I am choking on my words now because the emotion that that I'm being overwhelmed with is of a nature that's very very deeply sad. So uh, I am in this COVID period, and you see people, your people forget. They emotionally detached, they mentally detached, they psychologically detached from life. That when you wake up, you go to work, you get fucked over by the man, and then you do that again and again and again, and you forgot what how they fucked you over last Tuesday or the month before that, or even last year January, because every day is just a new day for you, and you're just like a battery, like operated fucking Duracell battery. You just go and I forgot what happened that day. My emotion, I forgot all that cack and you, but so you don't even feel offended by anything that happened anymore, and whatever you did, then you eventually just die, and then life go on, which is not supposed to be the case. However, the story that I want to tell, because I needed to first in that talk, just first calm down from the sad feel, the emotional, sad, painful feeling that I felt for the story is that we know that people couldn't view the bodies during the COVID time. If somebody passed away of COVID and um, just went to the church for our family basically and whoever protective clothing and people looking like it's a quarantine thing. I'm talking about the heavy lockdown and family that I know with both elderly parents had COVID. One beat it, and the other one stayed behind in hospital. And the family never got to see the mother, but she stayed behind. The husband was the last, and she stayed behind, and um, they were there the same length and time. And she said, "Don't worry, I'll we'll see one another again, whatever the case may be." I think it was 2 or 3 days later that the hospital calls to say that the mother passed away. Even at this time, you couldn't go visit. You couldn't, and there was the phone calls weren't, and if you had a phone with you at the time that you were admitted, I mean, having your battery charged or whatever, from what my mother told me when me and her had COVID last year, and she was in the hospital, when she was in the bed, and there would be this elderly manager having beep beep, and nurses would be monitoring all the time, and she would close. She was so scared that she would go beep and flat line, and they would push the person out, whatever the case may be. Or your phone that needs to be charged. So if your phone dies, your battery's flat, and they call you, you're not gonna, it's the hectic stuff. So 2 days later, the person passes away. They make obviously the arrangements. They need to get the body out as soon as, and I don't know the real time if it was now 2 days, 3, 4, 5 days, whatever. And the funeral's arranged, and they need to go to get to the funeral and whatever the case may be. So there's no home viewing. You just go to the church for an hour, 45 minutes, whatever the timing is. No viewing really, but and then you go from there. So you have a little visual prayer meeting, whatever. And then from there they take and then they go. And I don't know what happens if they go to the graveyard or what. I really don't remember because the rest of the story is very sad because they went to the church. They went to go wait to the church, and the funeral goes. The hearse never shows up. They don't have any communication of any what sort, and they drive they find anyway. Somewhere along the line, it comes that I don't know also, but the hearse was in an accident. And what then happened was they had to then, I don't know if a backup hearse came whatever, but then they needed to then go and bury the person, and they were buried, and so the families at the church waiting, and in whatever things happen, they need to now go bury this person, and they then you alert the family. But by the time the family like, gets to the graveyard, whatever the case, I don't know, because that's where it's over. They've been buried already, and they can stand there and have a service or whatever. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I wasn't there, but yeah. So they had to then go bury their mother, whatever the case may be. They never spoke to their mother again. Never saw the mother again. They never none of the above. You don't even know like you, you understand. There's so many things wrong with that type of thing. So we remembering something like that, we need to we should have came back together, and now we at the point where the pandemic seems to be low and there's nobody infected, and with the mask is gone, we don't hide behind masks anymore. We can be interactive with one another now again. We can greet our neighbor with a handshake or a hug or whatever. We were supposed to, as human beings, now emotionally connect with one another and say, "Hey, brother, hasn't haven't seen you in a while," and you know what? Even if you don't want to talk about your losses during the time that whatever the fuck happened, at least acknowledge that you're still here, my brother, and whatever, or my sister, and yeah, we survived. Not that we're saying that it's over, but we survived up to this point through everything that happened, the pandemonium that happened, with the uncertainty, everything. Life can't just go on because you're TikToking or you're fucking doing this cock that you're doing and going and no, you have to sit the fuck down on your knees and say, God, thank you so much for bringing me through what we've been through. Why you can say the pandemic is over? Because over the years, diseases has hit mankind, and it has been able. The flu was a disease that wiped out millions. It's not just this is not the first time this happened, but our genetic codes have so certain. We human beings our anatomies are fascinating, and I never learned this at school, but just because you watch documentaries and stuff, or I assume this is what happens. I'm thinking maybe this is why we are. But in a society or in a community or whatever, this outbreak happened, and this is now new to our genetic code that the virus comes in. We can't. Our bodies are not adapted to fight it off. So a few people die and whatever. But how can I put it now? And I don't want to make the analogy of. I'm not going to say that, but people pass away and whatever, but that carrier has already infected other people with this virus. But it's like the carrier also, even though they passed away, whoever they infected, your DNA or whatever you gave off when you affected that person is like, this is how far I got trying to beat this virus. So you infected now, but so you have all these things. Okay, I have something bit in my immune system. Okay, we fight. I overcame it. Okay, cool. Antibiotic or a fish based, but I give off some pheromones or whatever, and whoever around me breathes it in, and almost like they copy whatever they done. So then these people get some sort of immunity. It's not always like cross pollination with flowers. Like plants don't literally go to one another to mate and give offspring. They cross pollinate in the air or whatever. Just in case you're thinking, because a lot of people will think that way. So we kind of sort of cross pollinate whatever chemicals we give off, and if the immunity comes that way, or whatever the case may be. Because as you can see now, through over this last 2 years, it's been from people dying all the time to so it dissipated, and then it became a harsher strain because the virus came out through harder. However, our immune systems fought back harder, and now we seem to have gone. So you'll see that we will become as our strength as people and as a race, a human race or whatever, we are resilient and so forth. So, but we need to acknowledge our brother and our sister and our and now be that person, be that people to grieve. Have a vigil like in your area or something, saying that look here, you know how many people actually died in this block of people that we live in this surface area. The and have like a be on the field a evening where we can remember those people that passed away from the area that we couldn't attend their funeral. Have a picture, have a candle, burn candles, like that type of, make a shrine, have one mass there for those people in your area, and have some candles and have a prayer for those people and remember those people. And now we can come together as a community and all stand there and we can burn candles and the pictures of them there and put down some flowers there because we can't look at today. We do that type of shit as a community and that we remember those people, Mr. Brown, Mr. Abrams, Mr. whatever that passed away. And then you also can recap on, oh shit, I didn't even know Uncle AB passed away. I didn't know that one or that one. And then give that family their condolences and have them have the ability to mourn those people, give them the mourning that they deserved, which they couldn't have gotten. Give the family the support that they should have gotten, but they couldn't get because of we having not made contact. Now we can all make contact, and now, and in a mass setting, you are now saying, you know what, I'm so sorry, my condolences to you and your family, and whatever, and you know what, we still here, you still here, I'm still here, and we can make the best of it, and not just let let people go unthought of for now. They just gone and forgotten, and nobody gives a fuck. Because as people die, that minimize the impact that it had on us emotionally and whatever. So we need to take back that humanity, take it back and say, you know what? Fuck you. I'm still human. I cry. I miss my father. I miss my mother. I miss my cousin. I miss my brother, my sister, whoever the fuck passed away of this disease. And for them, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. And I am here. I'm alive. And I'm going to go forward. That's what we need to do. That's where that's concerned. I know I started with the petrol, but I went into the COVID. But I'm saying what we needed to as a race come together and acknowledge those that lost, that was fallen, that didn't make it. Now, during the time, how did we keep businesses alive? And now I'm going to go to another part. It's very important that you need to understand. We had to be locked down and not leave the house at all. Yes, we also needed an income in order to support and feed ourselves. So we compromised hand in hand with businesses saying, look, can you work from home? Yes, you have the infrastructure, whatever, you're paying for your, like you're working remotely. Wonderful. So we can do that. We didn't say, it's not about saving the business, we saved ourselves from this disease, we saved people from it, we saved a lot of things that, that we should have, yeah, we should have just had, crap, one moment. I just need to speak to my daddy quickly. I don't know, I'm going to pause this, but I'm going to have to, okay, I'm going to have to do it in two parts. Anyway, I just need to make another call. I'll continue this in a moment. I'll be out.